Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see the walls are up. We have the walls up, the lights in, the ceiling in, half the electrical done. So we are just about finished. I do want to apologize for not filming all the process of getting the walls up and the ceiling in and everything. Part of it was I just wanted to get this process done, and so I can get to the other projects that I feel would be more entertaining to watch. There is a bit of monotony of just putting the drywall up on the walls and screwing it in, hanging the ceiling. There's honestly no real excuse for it. I just wanted to get it done. So the next main thing that we really need to get done is get the doors in. So come here, we'll show you. So as you can see, we have a huge hole in the middle of the wall, and we really need to get that closed up. We have a mini split system that we're going to be installing for basically keeping the room fairly well climate controlled, cool in the summer, warm in the winter, everybody's luxury comforts. So the next thing we really got to get done is we got to get this door in. We're still working on the design to figure out exactly how we want to do this. Because of the size of the space, we are going to be doing custom built doors for this. It'll probably be just the simple SIP doors, which is basically just foam insulation sandwiched between some plywood, edged out, and then hung. Because we really want to make sure that this room is sealed so we're not wasting energy running an AC system 24/7. So, along with getting the doors in, the other process I'm going to be working on is building the miter station. That is going to run along this wall behind me, and it's going to be a floating shelf system, not completely floating, but enough. It'll allow plenty of room underneath to allow some rolling cabinets to be able to be stored under there, pulled out when needed, and be able to put back. The room is wonderful size, but even still, a lot of it will be taken up with stations. So why don't I go ahead and give you a little bit of a tour just to kind of give you an idea of how things are going to be laid out. As first I said, along this back wall will be the miter saw station. As we come around, we'll have the bandsaw stored over here, and then over here we will have the lathe station. Now there were a couple of tools I have been able to pick up for fairly inexpensive, which is the lathe, and I was able to get a planer. So that is going to vastly improve what I'll be able to make a lot quicker than I was expecting. One of the next things I would like to get, though, maybe further down the road, in this area will be my CNC machine. Now they do cost a good bit of money, so that will probably be a ways off before I can get a CNC machine. It's more of a luxury item, and it's probably a good thing as well. That way it allows you to spend more time kind of doing things the traditional ways as opposed to completely relying on the new technology that we have these days. So next to the door is going to be the drill press station, which I do have the drill press. The stand is going to be mobile, just about. Most things will be mobile, so I can get them out of the way when I need more space. So over here, amongst this huge amount of clutter, which is basically the rest of the stuff that I have for the workshop currently, which is all waiting for homes to be built, this is going to be the stained glass area. So I'm going to be building a 4x8 workbench, which will house built-in light table, built-in downdraft table, a wet bar for when you're doing the grinding and washing and everything. And then we're going to have a wall of organization for all the glass plates. Over here on the pad, we will have a flip-top workstation, which will have the miter saw along with the scroll saw, which is at the other end of the room currently. So that way they can be interchangeable as needed, because you're never going to need both of those at the same time, most likely. Then I'll also have the joiner with the stand over there. In the back corner here, I will have a storage cabinet for all the paint. I'll have a curtain to be able to close off the area, so that way I'll have an indoor spray booth for the most part. I do have the door there to allow for air filtration, to be able to have the fresh air that I need, which brings us back to where the miter saw station will be. So the miter saw station is going to have the miter saw, a radial arm saw, a pull-out sander, and then it's going to have some storage in the back of it for whatever I may need to put back there. And along the whole back wall, it's going to be a French cleat system. I much prefer French cleat systems. I find them more modular and easier to use. It's so much more versatile with your storage and how you want to store things. So as you can see, I have a lot of empty space and no organization at the moment. So that's going to be one of the main things, is building all these shop tool furniture. Some of them will be inspired by different plans I have seen online and from other YouTubers, and some of them are just designs I've come up with myself. Now, a lot of furniture is very similar to what you see online, because there's only so many ways you can make the same thing. For example, wood racks. There is probably about 3 different designs for wood racks. I've been searching online, trying to come up with some new and inventive way of making a wood rack, and it all comes back down to the same 3 basic designs. Some have some alteration, but that's it. So some things, there's no point in trying to improve upon perfection because you just can't do it. Other things, you can customize them how you want them, customize them how it will help you out. And that is the best part of building things yourself, is to be able to customize it to whatever suits your needs. So I know with this video, I have been doing a lot of talking and not really showing anything that is really intriguing. I showed you an empty space and where things will be. So I do have a video that I've been working on, and I'm going to stick on to the end of this. Now, it is a bit more unique, and a lot of people haven't really tried making one of these too often. So I don't know if I quite did it right, but what I made is a push stick. Yeah, I know. Everybody's made a push stick. Everybody's made a video on a push stick. What's so unique about a push stick, right? Now with this push stick, like I said, you've seen a million videos on push sticks. From basic, just 2 pieces of wood tacked together, to more intricately made designs. So one thing I'm definitely getting into is wood carving. So what is unique about this push stick, at least for me, is I decided to give wood carving another go. I did wood carving on a set of doors, which I will show you here. And so I thought, why not give it another shot? So I made this. It's a simple dragon's head push stick. So in the video you're going to see, you'll definitely see some differences while watching the video. The first part of it, I started about 8 or 9 months ago. That was getting designed, putting it onto the plywood, cutting out the main shape, and then I just kind of let it go for a bit. So I figured while I was working in here, I would go ahead and finish it up. So I set up the camera and I carved away. So without any more jabbering from me, check out the video. Well, that's the process that it took to make my push stick. It turned out pretty good, and I actually really like how the layers of the plywood kind of give the horns depth of the different growth rings as dragons grow, as they do. The only thing that I would probably change about it is maybe doing a little bit more depth when it comes to the skin, so that way it can round out a little bit more and give a little bit more of that 3D effect. But for my second time doing carving, I'm pretty happy with it. So that is pretty much the end of the video. Like I said, there's a lot going on. There's going to be a whole lot more videos coming out when it comes to building all of the furniture I need for all my tools and for all my equipment. So go ahead and do that thing that you do. Go ahead and hit subscribe, like the video, ring the bell so you know when my next video is coming out, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.